Hi, and welcome back to the Spanglish Show with yours truly, Nelson Martinez. Some of you, if you're just tuning in for the very first time, I might remind you that I was the news anchor at Channel 7 for a few years, like 17 or so, with Diane Anderson. And so I retired, and you can't sit still. I can't retire. Are you kidding? So we're doing the podcast, and it's called The Spanglish Show with Nelson Martinez. You've seen maybe 30, 40, no, this is 37 episodes since the year has already elapsed. We started in Thanksgiving of 2024, and we've got sponsors. Thank you, La Mexicana and Lessman's Pro Audio Video. Muchas gracias. And it is the Spanglish Show, so, we talk a little Spanish, little English, lo que sea, no importa. But overall, I have guests, time and again, as you've seen the episodes previous to this, guests who are excelling in their careers, in their life, really. And they've shared their talents with all of us. And so I saw this young man a long time ago doing his little guitarrita pero padre. And I thought, ¿cómo se avienta ese hombre? So years later, please say hello to Mr. Hector Pimentel. ¿Cómo estás, brother?
Bien, gracias.
Okay, Swami, let me get that microphone right up to you if you don't mind. Pull it up. I'm sorry, I didn't even get a mic check,
Shall we start over again?
No, we keep going. This is impromptu.
Okay.
¿Para qué gastar tiempo? Acércate más al micrófono.
Okay.
Y entonces, that way we can keep on rolling.
Okay.
But yeah, this is Hector Pimentel. Míralo. Huh? You see him here and there at the restaurants or at the quién sabe qué venues of great recognition. How are you, my friend? Dime.
Oh, we're doing very well, and I appreciate you bringing us to your show. What a pleasure to be next to Mr. Nelson Martinez, a world-famous musician and anchorman, and you're great. I'm mariachi singer on top of that.
Yo siempre me digo mariachi wannabe.
Okay.
Mariachi singer wannabe.
You're good, though. You're very good. Don't take it wrong.
Oh, muchas gracias.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that a lot. Hey, let's get started with this interview because, Hector here has been around quite a long time, and the curiosity to me, well, where did he get started? When and why? And as you know, the Pimentels, long string of folks that are talented in the guitar business. We're going to learn a little bit about that. So, Hector, dime, I want to know more or less. You're known both as a guitarist and, well, just master entertainer. What came first for you, playing guitar or maybe helping build them or influence?
I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm known as a guitarist and also a guitar instructor. And I'm very good. I've taught a lot of people. Some people are already teaching at universities, and some are also performing. And one of them is Ben Perea, who is performing with the Mountain Jug Band.
What's his name again? Tell me.
Ben Perea.
Ben Perea.
And then I have several people that teach at the University of New Mexico, and another one that teaches at the Albuquerque Academy. And so I have had quite a few great students, and they're all doing great
wonderfully,
work.
Huh? So
great
you
work,
teach
great
that
work,
guitar work.
Yeah.
That's another language, that's for sure. And
I have a young man who's always covers for me. He's been with me since he was 12 years old. His name is James Crabtree. And he's been with me since he was 12 years old. He's 25 and still taking guitar lessons, learning all my arrangements that he wants to learn.
Que bonito.
And on. Now, about my family, I grew up with my dad.
Well, what I was going to ask you is, growing up in New Mexico, what musical or cultural influences shaped your sound and style?
Well, my influences were Andres Segovia.
Sí.
Who's the greatest classical guitarist in the world.
Sí.
And along came John Williams, another great guitarist. And then the last one that I like is Anna Benovic, and she's really great. And my favorite, because in pop music, is Chet Atkins.
Chet Atkins.
So yeah.
So do you do any Western stuff?
I do country music. I do Mexican music, fingerstyle.
What?
Fingerstyle.
What is fingerstyle?
Fingerstyle is classical style finger. Just no singing, just instrumental music.
Aye.
Yeah. So that's very difficult to learn, but
Sure.
Is
it kind of like the harp?
Not like the harp.
Is the harp more difficult?
The guitar is one of the most difficult instruments to play well.
See.
Especially classical music, and that's the hardest kind of music to play.
Wow.
And that's what I learned for 25 years of my life. I took lessons from Mr. Hector Garcia, who was a concert artist from Cuba, Havana, and he taught me a lot. And then I took lessons for 25 years of my life with him.
Fíjate.
And during that period of time, I also took jazz lessons with a great jazz guitarist by the name of Bob Brown. I don't know if you remember him or not. And
the only Bob Brown I remember, he did sports at Channel 7.
No. He was jazz. He was jazz guitarist and well known. So I learned both styles, and then I. Well, let me talk a little bit about my family as well. Is that okay?
Please tell us. We're very interested. Pimentel.
I started
back a long way.
I started my career because I didn't want to be a guitar maker ever since I was like 6 years old.
Yeah.
And my father used to make. We were very poor. He was raising a family. He was a baker, and then raising a family. A baker.
Hacía pan.
Yeah. In El Paso, Texas. He was an immigrant from Mexico.
Oh, bless his
heart.
But
he made it really big in the United States.
As a what? As a
guitar maker.
Míralo.
As a guitar maker.
Wow.
And now, I remember the first thing that he asked me to do when I was about 6, 7 years old.
Yeah.
He asked me to, and we were very poor, so we used a kitchen table. He used the kitchen table to make the guitars with very
crude
tools.
Yeah, sure.
He didn't have bandsaws or anything like that.
Sure,
everything by hand, and so except for a drill.
A drill.
So anyway, one day he asked me, "Can you hold my soundboard so I can sand it?"
Yeah.
And he used a drill, but he forgot to cut the edges of the sandpaper.
Yeah.
So here I'm holding this with my hand, my two little hands.
I
was a little boy. And here I'm the clamp.
And tú eres el clamp.
And then, so he was reading, and all of a sudden he hit my thumb.
Allah.
And then I started bleeding and I cried, And
Sure.
I told Dad, I never want to be a guitar maker ever. And then,
that did it.
What would you like to be? I would like to be a guitarist. I would like to play music. And then he took me to, when I was 7, 8 years old, they had a concert here in Albuquerque at Pop Joy with Andres Segovia.
Ándale.
And then I fell in love with his music. And I said, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do.
So how old were you?
7, 8 years old.
7 or 8 years old.
Around that period of time.
You got that tickled your fancy.
And then my father said, I'll take you to a concert guitarist, and he will teach you how to play. And that was Hector Garcia. And then
Hector Garcia.
Yeah, Hector Garcia he was very well known. He was a professor at the University of New Mexico and concertized throughout the United States.
Sí.
And he became as famous as Andres Segovia and John Williams. And he was in a book where all those people were in that particular book.
Wow.
But talking about Segovia, Hector Garcia, John Williams, on and on and on.
A music talent treasure.
Correct. Yeah. And so my father continued making his guitars, and all of a sudden he started building his business as a guitar maker, and a lot of people started.
And he was
coming
getting the customers.
And so he bought more tools, and then so people started knowing about him, so they would come and see my father to buy guitars. And at that time, they were not as expensive as they are today.
Sure.
Because everything was handmade, and they should have been expensive. But at that time, it was what it was.
Yeah.
But he did a great job making, and I was his love.
So you were always hanging out with them when they were doing it.
When I was one of his favorite sons.
Oh.
If not his favorite.
I know.
Sure. Because once I started learning how to play guitar,
And how did you start learning playing guitar? Was he an influence as well with that?
he was an influence. He told me, if that's what you want to do, son, I'll support you with that. And so he paid for the lessons.
Es familia, no?
Yeah, familia, yeah.
Familia is
and
everything.
then, and so as the family grew, all my brothers and myself,
Yeah.
my brothers wanted to be all guitar makers. So they started sweeping floors, and that's how they got started. And then my father started teaching them how to be an apprentice.
Ay.
And that was Rick, Robert, Agustin, Victor, Larry, and Oscar. And they all
¿Cuántos eran? How many were you? Brothers?
Or 12 of us.
Válgame.
9 boys and 3 girls.
God bless.
And my mom
Qué bendiciones.
took care of all of us.
Oh.
She never took us to our auntie, to a babysit, or to other people.
She did it all.
She did it all.
And she just passed. This is December.
No,
2025.
she passed in April of this
April of
this year.
2025.
Yeah. So we miss her dearly, and of course we miss my father dearly. My father passed in 2010 of cancer.
Oh,
He died of cancer, a real bad
So-
cancer, and so. But he was he survived it for 6. Well, he was diagnosed with cancer when he was 60 years old.
wow.
But he lived to be another 24 years, 23 years, something like that.
Fíjate.
And,
And so he was a big influence in your life.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Oh, he was.
And you carry his DNA.
He loved my music. He was so proud of me,
Hey.
and so was my mom.
Oh.
And I would play for him in front of my mom. I said, "Look what I'm learning, Mom and Dad."
Yeah.
So I'd just stay right there and just listen to what he. And they would, of course, they would appraise me and tell me, "You're doing so good, son."
Te da tanta energía.
Yeah. And then-
what a blessing.
And then, of course, then my brother Rick and Robert. Rick does the steel string guitars for country singers, and
Steel guitars.
He's an expert
Yeah.
in acoustic guitars.
Sure.
And then my brother Robert makes all my guitars, which my dad used to make all my guitars. He would make a guitar for me every year.
Wow.
Yeah.
How special is that?
I'm sorry?
How special was that?
Oh, that was very special.
Yeah.
But now Robert makes my guitars now, and Robert is a great guitar maker, one of the best in the world, if not the best.
So
Yeah.
tell me, what are those guitars that we see in the background? Is that something that you need to tell us about?
Yes, the
looks
one
beautiful.
I don't know if you can see it from there.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, that guitar is made by Rick and Robert. Robert made the whole guitar, and Rick did all the inlay work. So and they're very famous throughout the world. People come from all over the United States to see my brothers making guitars. And then Victor is an expert in mandolins, ukuleles, and guitars.
Fíjate.
Yeah. So I got 3 brothers that are still making guitars.
Did you ever get to the point where I can't fail? I'm in a music family. I've interviewed some people that are such blessed human beings because they were in music all their lives, and ay, qué bonito. So that's what I think, that you've got this blessing all over you, my friend.
Well, I saw them working all the time,
Yeah.
but I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to be a guitar maker.
You did not.
I was very passionate with music,
Sure.
and still is.
Yeah.
I'm still that way.
Well, listen, let's hold that thought for just a little bit, and we're going to take a quick break, and we're
Yeah.
going to come back. And hey, he brought his violinist with him, and maybe we'll hear a little bonita canción romántica. I think you'll like it. Here on the Spanish, well, let's call it the Spanglish Show with Nelson Martinez, yours truly. Mucho gusto que están sintonizados con nosotros. Glad you're tuning us in and giving us a thumbs up. Por favor, share it too. Que bárbaro. We're going to have millions of viewers. And they're going to see about Mr. Hector Pimentel, who's our guest today, and how talented he is and what a family he comes from. No se vayan. We'll be right back.
The Spanglish Show with Nelson Martinez, a dynamic new video podcast series.
Welcome to the future. Welcome to Lesmatronics 2050, the ultimate pro audio, video, and music store. AI sound engineers that work with you, but not for you. future. This isn't a store, it's a revolution.
Total is 240 credits.
Lesmantronics 2050, where tomorrow's music begins. Today.
Wow, what a crazy dream. Well, I guess back to reality. We're still in Lomas. Next month, we celebrate 70 years in business.